Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us for upper body prep today. We're going to go through several different positions. We're going to do some protraction, retraction, elevation, depression stuff today. We're going to go through the different positions and different orientations to gravity, see how they feel, see how each segment moves. So as we go through this today, just be aware of how you feel right to left. If one side feels a little bit better than the other, if one side, has some clicking, some grinding, like all those different things, like we're just looking for symmetrical motion, but we're also looking for, do you feel each side the same way? All right. So just take a mental note of that as we go through. That way you have an understanding of what are some of the things that you might want to work through as we go into this prep. All right. So today, like we did last Thursday, we're going to go through the initial warm up, and then we're going to go through kind of like a little mini circuit of different exercises that we'll go through probably 3 times, and then we'll finish up with a post range of motion screen. Okay, so as we go through this, I'll try to take my time so I don't get going too fast and you guys can follow along. Especially when we get to the exercise stuff, there'll be a portion where you can either use a band or any type of dumbbell, whatever you have at home to utilize. So I'll go through both of those variations when we get there. So further ado, let's get started. So we're going to go feet about shoulder width apart, hands down to the side, and we're going to start with elevation depression. So all I want you to do is nice and easy. We're going to start one at a time so we can see whether or not one side moves a little better than the other. Is we're just going to take that right shoulder, we're going to lift it up towards the ear. Okay. Now, as I shrug, you don't see the rest of my body moving. It's just my shoulder. I'm trying to bring the outside edge of my shoulder right up to my earlobe. All right. Nice and easy, not jamming it up there. Okay. If your trap is starting to seize up, you may be going a little too hard. Cool. Then let's switch it up. Let's go to the left. Okay. And just lifting up. Same thing. The arm should be dead weight. Just using the outside of the shoulder all the way up through the neck and lifting the shoulder up towards the earlobe. Okay. From here, we're going to take the right arm and we're going to just push it down. Now, you're not going to get a ton of motion, and all I'm trying to do is depress my shoulder. So I'm taking the outside of my shoulder and I'm just trying to push it towards my foot. Notice that my hand maybe goes down a couple inches. It's not a ton. Okay. We're just trying to push straight down. You're probably going to feel that contraction right under the armpit. Good. Let's switch it up. And all I'm looking for is, does it feel the same right to left? Okay. And if you can't feel the difference, then there probably isn't a huge difference. All right. Now let's go both at the same time. So we're going to come all the way up with both, press all the way down in depression with both. Lift all the way up, depress all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. Just trying to get full excursion through both elevation and depression. Again, making sure that the only things really moving are my shoulders. Okay. Not jamming into elevation or depression, just where does it want to go? How does it feel when I get there? Perfect. Good. Let's go seated. So grab a seat. If you want to get on the floor, you can. If you want to get on a chair, you're more than welcome to do that. Whatever's comfortable to you. Okay. So from here, we're going to go elevation and then depression, and we're going to start one on each side. So we'll start with the right first. We're going to come up and back down, up, 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 back down. Perfect. Let's go to the other side. Up, back down, up, back down, up, back down, up, back down, up, back down. Good. Now, depression, just pushing down. So if you notice, like I'm just taking my elbow, I'm trying to, because my elbow is slightly bent, because I am seated on the floor, just trying to take my elbow towards the ground. Okay. Might feel how the bottom of your hand or your palm is getting pushed into the ground a little bit. Okay. As you drive down, and I'm just trying to see what I can do. Good. Switch to the other side. Couple more. Good. Let's go both at the same time. So all the way up, all the way down, 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 all the way up, all the way down. Perfect. Let's go sideline. So I'm going to start on my right side. So left shoulder, I'm going to shrug and down, shrug and down, shrug and down. And I'm just sliding my hand right up against my lateral thigh. Okay. It's nice and easy. One more. Good. Now from here, I'm going to slide my hand down towards my feet, but I'm not side bending as I do this. Okay. Just coming from the shoulder. Okay. That sternoclavicular joint that's right up here, just trying to rotate down. Not a ton of motion here. Good. Let's flip it over. Left side. So checking out the right shoulder. And elevating up and back down. Up, back down. It's nice and easy. Sliding that hand up and down the thigh. Perfect. Good. Let's go depression. So I'm sliding the hand down towards my feet. Again, there's not a ton of motion. Trying not to side bend as I do this. Couple more. Good. So now I'm going to flip over onto my back. I'm going to start with my left side, and I'm just going to shrug up, back down, shrug up, back down. So my hand's just sliding against the ground. It's going to create a little bit of friction, which will give me a little bit more resistance. Okay, that's okay. Get a couple more of these. Good. And then we're going to push towards the floor. So we're just depressing. So my hand's driving towards my shoe. Let's get a couple more of these. Perfect. Go to the right side. Elevation. Elevation. Seeing how high you can get. I can tell you that my right shoulder feels a little tougher on this than my left shoulder does. Good. Let's go depression. Push down. But depression actually feels easier on this side than the other. So opposites. Left depression was a little bit harder for me. Right depression is a little bit easier, but right elevation was a little bit tougher than left. Perfect. Good. Let's flip over on our stomachs. All right. So from here, I'm just going to take my right arm and I'm going to elevate my shoulder. Still going to get a little friction from the back of your hand as you shrug up. Try to keep your face down. Good. Then we're going to go depression. So push down towards the floor. Good. We'll go to the other side. Elevation. And depression. Couple more. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and stand back up. So from here, normally we usually go through one motion, right? So we'll go through the one motion, do some exercise or do some reinforcement and go back through. So what I want to do is I want to add a second motion. So we stay with this sternoclavicular joint, okay? And now what I want you to do is we're going to take the right arm and we're actually going to protract it forward and retract it back. So you're going to get a little internal rotation as you protract forward, a little external rotation as you retract back. But as you notice, hopefully you're noticing I'm not rotating my trunk as I do this. So it just comes from the shoulder. And I'm protracting and I'm retracting. So we're adding a second motion today. Good. Let's go to the left side. Just nice and easy. Okay. Try not to jam your shoulder in any of these positions. Just let it go where it wants to go and take an inventory of how it feels. Okay. May feel like it's going the same, may feel like it's a little bit limited. Who knows? Just take an inventory. How does it feel right to left? Perfect. All right, let's go back on to our butts again. Okay, if you need to, sit down in a chair. But from here, we're gonna go nice and tall again, and I'm gonna protract my right shoulder back or forward and retract it back. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Switch to the left, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. See how it moves front to back. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna lay on my left side so I can see what my right shoulder wants to do, and I'm gonna protract forward, retract back. Protract forward, retract back. Notice my hand stays relatively in the same position, so I'm not letting it come all the way forward and pulling it all the way back. I just want to see like how my shoulder's moving. Okay, drive it forward, drive it back. Good. Let's flip over, hit up that other side, bring it forward, bring it back, forward and back. Perfect. Good. Let's go on our backs. So from here, I'm going to take my right shoulder, I'm going to protract it forward, and then I'm going to retract back. And because I'm hitting the ground, like you'll actually see how my shoulder, when it retracts, it kind of lifts my body up a little bit. That's okay. Protract forward, retract back, protract, retract. And again, stay in tune with how this feels. It's obviously going to be a little bit more difficult when you retract. Good. Let's go to the other side. Protract, retract. Perfect. Let's flip it over. All right. Palms up. We're going to retract back. So I'm going to start with my left, retract, protract, retract, protract. Couple more. Perfect. Other side. Get a good retraction, get a good protraction, even if you're driving the anterior shoulder into the ground. Perfect. All right. So from here, we're going to go through a series of exercises just to emphasize those motions. Okay. So if you have a band, you can grab a band. If you have dumbbells, you can grab a dumbbell. I'll go through each exercise so that we have an idea of what we're doing, and then we'll go through it a couple times. Okay. So if I've got, let's see here, you've got dumbbells or plates or whatever you have. So the first one is just going to be elevation. So shrugs, right? So from here, what I want to do is I want to tuck my chin ever so slightly. Okay. And as I come up, I actually want to try to pull my shoulders, like as I'm here, I'm trying to pull the outside of my shoulders almost right to the back of my ear here. So I'm here and I'm just lifting. Notice how my elbows stay slightly bent. I'm staying very loose with my hands, and I'm just elevating. Okay. If you have a band at home, right, you can take your band, put it under your feet, and it's the same thing. I'm just trying to shrug. Okay. So the next one, we're going to do retraction. Okay. So shoulder retraction, we're going to bend over at the waist. So if I'm here, I'm going to bend over, back flat, and I'm just going to pull. So my shoulders are going to retract back. It's almost like I want to squeeze a Coke can in between my scapulas. Okay. If I'm from this side, I'm just retracting the shoulders. Okay. If I've got a band, I'm going to take my band here, bend over, same thing. So if you want to make it tougher, grab the band a little tighter. Staying nice and flat, pulling straight up. Okay. Those are the first two. Those are the ones that we'll be doing on our feet. The next ones, we're going to go down onto under our butts first, or if you got a chair, you can use a chair. But from here, what we're going to do is our feet are going to be out in front of us. What you're going to do is hands underneath, and you're actually going to lift your butt up off the ground, and you're going to depress your shoulders down. So I'm here. Notice how my shoulders are a little shrugged because of where my arm placement is. And I'm just going to lift up, back down, lift up, back down. Okay. If you want to see that from the side, just right here, lift up, back down, lift up, back down. The last one, protraction, retraction. We're getting into push-up position. You could be on your knees if you want to make this easier, but we're going to keep our elbows locked into place. We're going to let gravity or our body weight take us down into retraction, and you're pushing out of retraction to protraction. We call these scapular push-ups. Notice my elbows stay locked. Everything is moving around my shoulder. Okay, if you want to go into a regular push-up position, this is what it looks like. Okay, those are the 4 exercises we're going to rotate through tonight. So let's go ahead and grab our plates or our band. We'll start with elevations. We're going to go through this a couple different times. I'll try to take my time in between each one so everybody can transition. But make sure you stick with one, either plates or bands. Try not to mix or match. Okay. Start with elevation first, nice and easy. Just up and down. We're going to try to hit 15 to 20 of these. Keep that chin tucked a little bit. Good. All right. So now we're going to go back flat, hands out in front. We're just going to retract back. Again, we're going to hit about 15. Perfect. All right. I'm going to put my plates down. Go ahead and set this way so you guys can see. But hands are going to be underneath. Okay. Elbows locked. Now I'm just pushing up and back down. Make sure we get about 15 of these if you can. Perfect. All right. Scapular push-ups. Again, you can go push-up position or we can go knees bent, but we definitely want our hands underneath our shoulders. Okay. Elbows locked. And from here, we're going to let our body drop down and push out. Drop down, push out. Again, we want to hit about 15 of these if we can. Couple more. Perfect. Awesome. So let's go through again. Back on your feet. Okay, I'll grab the band this time just so you can see what that's like. Hands down to the side. From here, I'm just shrugging up to my shoulders. Okay, taking my shoulders, bringing it towards my ear. Try to keep that chin slightly lowered. It's nice and easy. We want to get about 15 reps. Couple more of these, I think. Not the best counter. Good. So from here, I'm going to bend over. We're going to go through retraction. I'm just pulling back. I'm going to grab this band a little lower. 15 of these. Perfect. Awesome. Let's go back down to the floor. Okay. Do our depressions. Right here, hands underneath, elbows locked. We're just pushing the butt up and back down. Just driving the shoulders down. Couple more. Perfect. All right, let's flip it around. Push up position. Let's go in. Scapular push-ups. Let the body weight take you forward and out. And out. Couple more of these. I believe I'll have 15. Perfect. All right, let's go back to our feet. All right, so going through that a couple rounds. Why don't we go through that just one more time, see how we feel afterwards, all right? So I'm gonna grab my plates again. Elevation first. So we're just here and shrug. Go a couple more of these. Perfect. So from here, I'm gonna bend over, retraction. Good. All right. Put these back. We'll be right back on our butts again. Hands underneath and pushing up and back down. 15 of these too. Perfect. All right, foot back over, scapular push-ups. Okay, 15. Awesome. All right, back on your feet. Okay, so now let's go back through and just see how our shoulders feel. So first thing we're gonna do is just right shoulder elevation. Again, we're just gonna compare right and left, okay? Up, good. And we'll switch to the left. Good. And let's see how depression looks on the right side. So pushing down. Remember, we're not side bending as we do this, just pushing the shoulder down. Good. And we'll switch. Good. So let's go protraction, retraction. So right arm, back, all the way forward, all the way back. Good. Let's go other side. Awesome. All right, let's go to our butts again. Start with that right side. Go elevation and down. Elevation, down, down. Good. Let's go to the left. Down, down, down. And let's go depression to the right. So pushing down. This is the one where your elbow, you'll start to feel how it moves down a little bit. Good. And the other side. Good. So protraction, retraction, start on the right. Let's go to the left. Perfect. All right, let's flip over, left hip, okay? Elevate, relax. Elevate, relax, elevate, and relax. So now we're gonna push towards our feet, down, down, down. Now as we're on our hip, let's just go ahead and go through protraction, retraction. How does the shoulder wanna move back to forward? Perfect. All right, let's flip it over. Elevation to start with. Okay, so up. Good. Then we're going to go down. Good. And then protraction, retraction. Perfect. Good. Let's go on our backs. Right side first. Elevate and down. Elevate, down. Elevate, down. Then we're going to push towards the wall or your feet here. Push down. So we're depressing. Good. Left side, elevate. Good. And then we're going to depress down. Perfect. And then protraction, retraction. So protract forward, retract back. You'll start to feel how your shoulder wants to pull you off the ground a little bit. Perfect. Go the other side. Perfect. All right, let's flip over. So let's go with this left side first. I'm going to elevate and down. Good. And depress down towards the floor. Good. And then protraction, retraction. So push forward, retract back. Good. We'll switch arms. So we're going to elevate first. And then depress down towards your feet. Good. And then protraction, retraction. So push down, rotate out. Push down, rotate back. Perfect. All right. All right, guys. That was our upper body prep for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you like this format where we're doing a little more exercise on Thursdays, comment below when we upload this to YouTube. If you do, we'll keep it. If not, we'll go back to the old format where we're just kind of doing some reinforcement stuff after our range of motion. We're going to be flip-flopping some of this stuff around, just trying to mix up some stuff, see what works, see what you guys like. Obviously, your feedback is very influential in how we continue to do these sessions. We appreciate you taking the time this afternoon to go through our upper body prep. Again, if you missed it, don't worry. We'll have this uploaded to our YouTube channel by this evening. You can go to Body Activation LLC on YouTube, subscribe to the channel so you get all the updates when we upload new content. We're continuing to upload videos all the time. So not just our member prep stuff, but we also have a bunch of body segmented things. We're going to be doing some live stuff here pretty soon that you guys should check out. So again, thanks for joining us today for upper body prep. Keith, we'll see you tomorrow, and then we'll have some core this weekend. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.